What's a common mistake people make in their 50s? I'm younger, but here's my perspective from healthcare. Ignoring the signs that your body is begging you to live healthier. Half our patients are in their early 60s and late-stage kidney or liver failure due to lifestyle. No, you can't have multiple beers a night and soda during the day and not eat balanced meals and live to 85. Be well, it's never too late to start a healthy lifestyle, and the liver and kidneys can heal, if not too far gone. Eat often, not too much, mostly plants. Drink water and 1 coffee a day, soda is a treat, not a right as a human. As far as my folks, mostly stuff like after years of growing up with them screaming at me about not believing every UFO video I saw online, now they suddenly have proof of crisis actors at elementary school shootings, and how the Jewish elite run media in the world, and how Donald Trump is just being attacked for speaking his mind and not because he's a sagging bag of dead, racist, rapist dogdicks, and how Jeffrey Epstein's Percival flight records can't be proof by any means, etc. The usual boomer shit, I'd say. Thinking they have got 15-17 more years of income. Despite a diverse employment mantra, they'll have you out of the job anywhere around 60. Your options may be the hardware or supermarket after that, as you may find the people culture diversity teams a gaggle of 30-somethings with the roles you're qualified for may not think you're a good cultural fit after that. You remind them of their fathers. My advice is to try get yourself financially stable by your mid-50s. I'm 54 and so many of my peers have become close-minded and refuses to adapt to changes. They cling to beliefs that they subconsciously know aren't true, but their pride prevents them from admitting it, even to themselves. They refuse to even examine evidence that does not meet with their preconceptions or may be contrary to their own beliefs. They grasp at strawmen and hypotheticals to justify their beliefs while dismissing clear evidence of the contrary. 1. Continuing to financially support adult children who should be supporting themselves. 2. Co-signing loans for above-mentioned children. 3. Taking out college loans for above-mentioned children. 4. Taking out 30-year mortgage on a big house. 5. Not saving for retirement. 6. Failing to plan for possible early disability or health crises. 7. Not staying active. 8. Eating crap and not paying attention to their weight. Getting sedentary. If you're very overweight, this is a critical decade to getting healthy. I was told that every class loses a person or two per decade between class reunions, but that decade between the 30th and 40th reunion sees a spike in losing classmates, and this is happening to me right now. The 50s is a decade where years of low activity and poor diet starts to really catch up with you. Not having a living will and designating a medical power of attorney. You don't have to be old and senile to suddenly be unable to medically speak for yourself. Car accidents, strokes, diabetic comas, etc., can happen to anyone at any age. Make sure everyone knows what you do and don't want regarding treatment and care plans, and make sure someone is legally able to represent you in those wishes. I work for a divorce attorney, and I'd say the number of people in their 50s who decide to ditch their long-term spouse for a flashy new person who they think is their soulmate is pretty common. Newsflash: in 18 months, or when the shine wears off, you realize that the new person has a bunch of aggravating flaws and you lost 15 of your retirement and blew up your family for nothing special. Starting on medications they don't really need, especially if they are on other medications already. Always ask the doctor, do I really need this? And, are you sure this is the right drug given the other ones I'm already on? If you do start a medication, don't hesitate to call and tell them about problems or side effects. Each person is different and no doctor is perfect. Big and practical purchases with ongoing costs like boats or motorcycles. Not stretching. Forgetting what it was like being young and losing empathy. Cynicism. Being afraid of change or new technology. Not having work-life balance because retirement is on the horizon. Taking loved ones for granted. Not going to the doctor. I'm 43 and a lot of this list already applies to me. Your margin for error decreases. Don't stop working out. Or continue to think you can get away without exercise, being active. Start thinking you're old. Not realizing you really just need to stretch. I know someone in their 70s and they deeply regret thinking I can slow down cause I'm retired. They just lost mobility. Not 50, but my mom does this believing she is too old for X, then 10 years later thinking I wish I did X but now I'm really too old for it. And so on and so forth. X can be anything from learning to play the piano, learning a language, doing a certain vacation. The sad thing is, one day you are really gonna be too old. I think the worst thing you can do is to exist to provide funds and services for others. I'm 59 and I know I don't have long left on this world. Yet everyone keeps wanting things from me. Working hard is another mistake at this age. One should be able to relax and enjoy life now, between illnesses, starting a second family. My dad married his third wife 24 years his junior and proceeded to have 3 more children. He was 72 when his oldest child graduated high school. Died broken at 80 years old. 2 out of 10 would run far away from starting second family in your 50s. I generally make the assumption that other 50-year-olds are debt and mortgage free, and are coasting to retirement. Another assumption is we're all adults. It's a myth. We're all ancient teenagers who act mature and are really just acting like we know what we're doing. As a man, don't skip your colonoscopy. Turned 51 3 weeks ago. Just had a full prostatectomy. On a more positive note, don't make the mistake of enjoying the little things. Don't get so caught up in trying to make money or whatever, that you don't live your life. Punching your asshole neighbor Greg in the neck when he pisses on your raspberries bush is for the millionth time despite you warning him frequently. Then your wife leaving you over the ordeal and finding out she was sleeping with Greg the whole time. Being ignorant in the fact that inflation exists. My dad is in his late 50s and thinks that making $100K a year is like fuck you money. Hello dad, we live in the Bay Area, $100K doesn't take me far if I want to own a house out here. No one ever really tells you in your 50s you'll probably wind up taking care of your parents. So get their house in order, wills, living wills, POAs, asset protection trusts, etc. Trust me, you don't want to put this off. I decided to try some chemical experimentation since I had never done so in my younger life. I cut drama and toxic people from my life. I eat what I want and don't judge. I'm as happy as I can be. Not exercising all year, but still thinking they can just hop right into their annual skiing, diving, cycling, mountain climbing trip like they're in their 20s. Absolute recipe for a heart attack. Early retirement. If you don't have a concrete plan in place of what you're going to do with that downtime, do not do it. You will be bored out of your skull and nothing good comes of that. Believing that we can still lift, carry, run, throw, etc. like we did in our teens and 20s. We need to stretch more, warm up longer, and be more careful. Thinking it's too late for to go back to school, make a career change, move, or do anything else that would greatly improve their life because of their age. I can pull an all-nighter. Yeah, I can still drink you under the table. If I just ignore that ache, it'll go away. All said by me. All wrong. Not keeping up with healthy diet and regular physical activity. Those things really bite you in the ass in your 50s if you don't stay on top of them. Have kids. Hear me out, as someone who had kids in her late 30s, I'm fucking exhausted so I can't imagine having kids in my 50s. Obviously YMMV, they continue in the bad lifestyle habits that they were able to get away with in their 20s, but no longer work for them without consequences. Overdoing it with physically demanding chores, moving furniture, cutting down trees, painting ceilings, etc. You'll pay, oh you'll pay. Not losing the weight you should have lost at 40. Most health problems are a result of being obese, eating garbage, and not exercising daily. A guy once told me in a doctor's office, if I had known I'd spend my retirement in doctor's offices, I never would have retired. Dating someone who uses them for their resources all while convinced this 20-something-year-old truly loves them for them. Forgetting my reading glasses. I can't read a damn label and wind up coming home with gluten-free cookies and Diet Fresca. Smiley face. Alienating their adult children by trying to control them and are not respecting that they're adult humans with autonomy. Getting divorced because you like a younger person than your spouse. Unless you are super rich, you ain't still got it. Trying to re-raise their idiot adult kids and going broke, wrecking any possibility they have of retiring with dignity. Deciding they're too old for things like romance, fun, spontaneity, even college. If you're alive, you're not too old. Not building up their balance and strength for their 60s, 70s and 80s. Gravity is the #1 killer of old people. Thinking 50 is old. Man! What my father would give to be 50 again. What I would give for my father to be 50 again. Pensive face. Treating their age like a number rather than a level. I am not 47, I am on level 47 and my XP is through the roof. Thinking they're old. Believe it or not, you can continue to learn, grow, party, explore and be active in your 50s. Not realizing they're not in their 20s. I had more fun being 20 in the 70s than I'm having being 70-ish in the 20s. Thinking they're too old or it's too late to get their life in order even though they're only halfway done. Trying to extract more years out of your life rather than extracting more life out of the years you have. Not bang their partners enough. If you're reading this and you're in your 50s, go bang your partner. Not exercising. It really makes me sad watching friends and coworkers really struggling physically, being afraid, and refusing to learn something new. I'm starting hip hop dance lessons in the fall, thinking that they're old. They're not. I'm in my 60s now, but my 50s were my favorite years, thinking they can still party like a 20-year-old and then try and recover like one, thinking they know everything and don't need to continue to learn and grow as a person, not making a big change or starting something new because they think they're too old, not getting activity and fitness into the day. So much could be helped with exercise. My mistake is missing the wave where I could sell pictures of my feet and make money. The most common mistake is still trying to impress others. It's pointless not calling to check if their zip code is eligible for additional benefits, spending too much time on Reddit when they could be playing video games, back surgery. You'll never be the same and the pain will never go away. Nutrition. Eating fast food for instant gratification is a death trap. Becoming conservative and thinking you're never wrong about anything. Acting like they are too old to try learn adapt to new things. Paying for kids' college rather than save for their own retirement. Putting too much time into people and things that deserve none. Retiring early and not having enough money in their accounts. Not changing investments and retirement accounts to less risky. For most, thinking they will be able to retire in their 60s. Continue smoking and letting their weight get out of hand.